What happened?
So the grape was in my throat.
The grape got stuck in your throat. You know, just like 12 and then 2 and then 3 and then it came out and then the grape rolled. It literally came and it was there.
So it was in the door?
Yeah, it was literally by the door. Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to our channel. My name is Miriam K and this is Dr. Hannah. You heard that. So today we wanted to come here and talk about something really important, something that happened to us recently, and soon enough I will get Hannah to talk, but let me first explain. So things like, there are certain things that we all fear when it comes to being a parent and situations that you don't know how you're going to deal with. One of them is like things like choking and your child not breathing and all of that. So when they were born, Hannah and Harrison, they are twins and they were born premature. As a result of that, we were given the basic training in terms of like first aid and what to do, because they are more prone to those things, being that they were born premature at the time. So we did it, but we've never had to put it in practice. And then after that, I've also done a first aid course, which I've never had to put in practice, So when it happened, like literally, I didn't even know what to do. At first, I was like, all over the place, and I had to just calm down, gather my thoughts, and remember my training. There are things that you wouldn't think will happen to you until they do happen to you. So this happened recently, like a week ago. Hannah and Harrison had come from school and I gave them some food. She wanted custard and she wanted some grapes. I gave her that and they were eating on their table and I was getting some work done. And then, I turned around and Hannah was making all these noises. So Hannah, explain what happened.
And I was eating my food.
Yeah, what were you eating?
Grape.
Custard, and then you had some grapes, yes? So what happened?
So the grape was in my throat.
The grape got stuck in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was sitting there. At first, all I could hear was that just... And I thought she was joking at first because, I'm a jokey person, so I did. But when I turned around, I know if it's a joke, she would have said like, oh, I'm just joking, mommy. But I turned out she's still doing it. So I went over there, and Harrison's like, mommy, Hannah ate the grape. And that's the time it dawned on me that, oh my God, I think she's choking. And I'm trying to get her to speak. She could not speak. She just like, and holding her throat. So at this time, like, I was shaking. Even though I kind of have the basic knowledge, when it happens to you, you don't know how to deal with it. I was shaking, and I just went over there, and she was sitting down, and I turned her around, and I was still trying to get her to speak to me, and she couldn't speak. And you can see like she's really struggling, and somebody I know she can speak, she would have, but she couldn't. So I ended up just putting my hand just under her by her belly button and just giving her like stomach thrust. And once, twice, nothing, and then the third time I really just put some like pressure, like really great effort, energy, and then it popped out, and then she vomited at the same time, and literally, because I remember when I was doing the training, they always say you cannot, because sometimes you think when it's your child, you don't want to put so much pressure and effort and energy into it because you don't want to hurt them. But I remember when I was doing the training, like, it's best to take a child into A&E that has even broken a rib or two than one that stopped breathing. Because when that object goes there, it's stuck there, it can block their airway. And that is why, like, they're unable to speak, because their airway has been blocked, and it needs to come out. So when it comes to these situations, if you cannot see the object, do not try to put your hand inside their mouth, their throat, because you might end up pushing the object down further to where it can be more difficult to come out and block their airway. So it's very important to do that. And if you're doing it once, you know, because the first thrust that you do, you may stomach thrust, you may feel you don't put that much pressure because you don't want to hurt your child, but you have to think of it like hurting them or them stopping breathing. Which one is more important? So I just had to just do it and make sure it's out. At this time I'm scared. I was gonna call my husband to call the ambulance. I didn't know what to do, but I'm like, Miriam, you've got this, you can do this, you can do this. And I could see how much she was so scared. I was scared. My her twin brother was scared. We were all just like, oh my god. And finally on the third one, it just popped out. She threw up everything and she was complaining her throat was hurting, everything. Like even afterwards to clean, my hands were just like shaking. And my husband had a commotion as like what happened, and I went into the room and I was literally like shaking, because when you think of your child being in that position, that situation, it really scares you. It really scares you. And this is why I think it's very important that parents, that we know these basic things. I'm gonna do some, you know, a few demonstrations to kind of show you what I did, so at least if you're ever in, I'm not professional, I'm just, you know, what I remember, what I've learned, just putting that into practice. And it's also different for infants and for kids. Like she's 4, so the way you do it for her age and infants is different, you know. So yeah, but Hannah, so how did you feel? Were you scared? Why were you scared?
Because I don't.
You couldn't breathe. Were you struggling to speak?
Because I couldn't breathe.
And you were struggling to speak. Yeah, I know, it was very scary.
Because Mom, I cannot breathe.
Oh, okay, it's okay. It's okay. And after that, we also spoke to her to make sure to tell her that you always need to chew your food properly. Yeah, so we spoken to her.
I don't want to eat any grapes again.
You can eat grapes, but now what I've decided is I'm gonna be cutting it. Okay. If you don't want to eat it, I won't give it to you. But what I've decided, if that ever, you know, she ever wants to eat grape, I'm gonna just make sure I chop it really into small pieces, you know, because sometimes with kids, especially because she was having custard as well, which she's swallowing, so now just make sure I take those precautions. And as parents, I know it can be really scary, but when you're in situations like that, you just need to calm down, because trust me, getting scared is not going to save that child's life, but you doing what you need to do can save your child's life. So Hannah, should we show them what I did? Now you were choking. I did this, and then I just did 1, you know, just like 12, and then 2, and then 3, and then it came out, and then the grape rolled. It literally came and it was there.
So it was in the door?
Yeah, it was literally by the door. The whole grape came out. After giving her some water and reassuring her she was gonna be okay. They say usually like ask the child, are you choking? But sometimes when a child hasn't choked before, they might not even know what choking, so they might not even be able to nod or say anything. If they cannot speak, they might not even be able to nod, because they can be very scared as well. So if your baby is an infant, which is like between 0 to 1, then you have to do it differently, and this is what we're taught. So first you put your hand to support the baby's neck, and you know, the head, you put it to support it, then you tilt it, and then you do this. You take just your hand, you're going to do like 5 back slaps. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if the baby starts to cry or cough, or the object comes out, you can stop. Otherwise, if the baby still is not wiggling, it's not doing anything, then you can, if it's an infant, sometimes it's even better you sitting down, so you can really have like a strong grip on the child. So you keep doing that. If at this point that you're doing that, if still is not coming up, if you do see the object, you can remove. If you see like it's visible, like, and it's not down, you can remove it. Otherwise, do not put your hand in their mouth, because all you're going to do is to push it down further, which will be even more dangerous. It's going to be more difficult for it to come out, and it's going to like really block the airway, which can be fatal. So if you don't see, if you open their mouth, you don't see anything, usually like you tilt, you put them on a flat ground, tilt and see. If you're doing all of that and still the baby is not responding, then put the child's flat. Sorry, I'm using Hannah's teddy bunny. Put their flat, raise their head a bit so you can see if there's anything. And if not, if they're not breathing at this time, then you do like 30 of this chest compressions. 1 2 3 4 5 25 26 27 28 29 30 to do that. If still after doing that the baby is not breathing, then you keep doing that. You can call for help. Don't even wait. If you've done the slaps and all of that, the baby is not breathing, call for help. If there's somebody around, ask somebody, please. Somebody call, whatever the emergency number is in your country. In the UK here is 999, and I know America is 911, right? Get them to call for help. And if there's nobody around that can call for help for you, you can take your phone, put it on loudspeaker, call while you're still doing everything you can to sustain them and to just open up their airway. And also when you call them, put the phone on loudspeaker. They can give you instructions on what to do. It's easy to say, seriously, it seems so easy, but obviously when you are in that situation, it is not so easy. But just remember what you need to do. So, thank you, Hannah, for being here and for explaining to us what happened. And thank you to Dolly and Bonnie as well for helping out. I am going to link resources on where you can get further help, but truthfully it's very important. I'm surprised that this is not, I've always said I feel like this should be part of like your I think should be part of it. Antenatal classes that we go to, I don't know why this is not part of it. I don't know, maybe it's just I didn't get to do that until maybe somebody did. If you did have that training while you were pregnant, please let me know. If you have had any situation whatsoever, whether with choking, a child not breathing, whatever, let us know in the comment as well, or other things that that can help. As I say, I am not a professional health worker in any way. I am just a parent that has gone through a situation and I want to help other parents so they can learn as well, because this can happen to anyone, and you having that basic skills can be the difference between saving your child's life or another child's life, so it's very, very, very important. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you, and thank you, Hannah, as well. You feel much better now, right? Yeah. And thank you for I know you were scared that day, but it's all right. It's okay. You are a strong, beautiful princess.
But big girls eat their carrots.
Yes. So that's Dr. Hannah's tip of the day, is to eat your vegetables so you can be strong as well, right? Like mommy, so you're able to do. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please share this to other parents, because we all need to have this. It's literally the difference between you saving a child's life by having this basic knowledge. Don't wait until it happens to you. I'm gonna include links. Check the description box for links on websites and organization information where you can do. And if you can, really, even if you don't work within health, social care, anything like that, childcare, if you can do the training, even if you have to pay for it, I think it's something that is worth doing. In order for you to be able to save your child's life, I think it's really something worth doing. Good that you know these things. This simple task can really help to save a child's life. Thank you for watching, and we have more videos coming up. Bye. Thank you. Bye.